Hello, I'm John from Philip Morrison's Son, here in a beautiful part of rural Herefordshire to talk about the jacket I'm wearing, which is the Swazi Wapiti jacket. Many of you are probably not familiar with the brand Swazi. It's been around for quite a few years now. It's a Kiwi brand, despite the Swazi name. It's become popular in here largely thanks to gap year farmers going over to New Zealand, finding that they really like the kit and bringing it back. It's started to grow over here, largely thanks to the fact that from those people going over to New Zealand and discovering it, they're spreading it by word of mouth, and there's no better endorsement than word of mouth growing a brand. It was founded by a guy called Dave Hughes, who was a Kiwi who also did some hunting in Africa, hence the name. And essentially he found he couldn't get the kit that performed how he wanted to, so he went out and started making his own kit. So this jacket is pretty much the #1 bestseller in the Swazi range. Why is that? Well, first of all, it's to do with versatility. It's an incredibly useful jacket. Secondly, it is incredibly waterproof. And thirdly, it is packed full of really innovative features. A lot of the features in it are exactly the same as you get in other country jackets and shooting coats, but they're just next level up in terms of the design all the time, which we'll go on to look at in detail in the next section. So starting to look at the features of the jacket in a bit of detail, starting with the fabric. Naturally, it's completely waterproof and breathable. This is made from the AEGIS Whisper fabric. It's a 3rd generation AEGIS fabric from Swazi. It's got 3-layer laminate. There's an outer polyester layer with a brushed feel, very, very quiet, key feature obviously for hunting and stalking, etc. There's then a polyurethane membrane. That's what makes it waterproof and gives it the breathability. And then there's a 3rd mesh layer laminated to the inside that protects that membrane. The mesh also helps with the breathability, with the wicking effect, getting the moisture away from the skin to keep you dry internally as well as externally. Moving on to a couple of the other features with the fabric, as I said, it's quiet. It's also got a fairly reasonable degree of stretch to it, which when you're shooting, obviously you want that freedom of movement, you want to be swinging the gun, and that is really, really important. So in terms of the actual ratings on this fabric, it is 20,000, 20,000. So that's 20,000 millimeters. That's the pressure rating for waterproofness. That 20,000 plus essentially is very, very high performance. It's at that rating going to stand hours and hours of driving rain. The 20,000 breathability, that's the speed at which vapour can get out when you're more active, sweating, etc. And again, 20,000 puts it right at the top end of the membranes available, so you can be very active in very wet weather in this and still be absolutely dry all day. And the final thing with this fabric is it has got a DWR coating on it, which means that when the water goes onto it, it beads off, it doesn't sink in, it doesn't get heavier. Old traditional fabrics like tweeds used to soak up the water as the day went on, and by the time you got back after a day out in the driving rain, the coat weighed twice what it did at the beginning. Well, that won't happen with this. The water will bead off thanks to that coating. Moving on to some of the design features in this jacket, and the first thing I'm going to talk about is the hood, which is a really good, deep, secure hood that's got a number of really clever features in it. And to talk about that, I'm going to use this jacket. This is the 2nd colour that the jacket is available in, by the way. So on the side here, rather than just poppers that most jackets have, it's got a really long plastic piece that zips in really securely and gives an extra degree of protection. Also tucked down inside there, it's got a really simple to use tightener. A lot of these things, they're very fiddly. You're up around here with your collar trying to adjust them, and it's difficult, especially when you're out in the cold driving rain. But that one is just so quick and simple to use. It's a real next level up little detail feature. It's got adjustment on the back, again really simple to use, and tucked underneath here there is a zip off, so you can take it off completely and stick it in your pocket if you're not wearing it. It's got this wire and foam section at the top here, which means you can adjust the peak to suit exactly how you want it. And if I just demonstrate briefly on the one I'm wearing, it means what you can do is you can get that exactly the shape you want, and in combination with a bit at the back, you can draw it back to be fitted exactly where you want. So you've got that visibility, the peak is coming forward just to where you want it, not too far so you can't see birds coming overhead, and not too far back so that you've got the driving rain coming in on you. As you would expect with a shooting jacket, it's got bellow pockets, and it's got a retainer for quick access with zipped hand warmer pockets. But next level up feature, it's got this strip in there that bends and stays out, so that rather than the pocket sitting flat there as many would, so you're still struggling to get in, it actually pops out and you can get your hand in much quicker. That naturally is on both sides for left and right handers, and then it also has internally a really good secure zipped pocket for keys, wallet, phone, all those kind of bits of kit. A few additional details to go over on this jacket. So cuffs, it has got my favourite type of cuff, that is to say elasticated inner and the Velcro outer, so that you can fit it to exactly where you want, get it exactly as tight as you want it to be. Poppers, you obviously get limited choices on adjustments, so Velcro, always my favourite kind of cuff. Storm flap, this is another one of those next level up features that they've really thought about. So you've got the really good two-way zip, then the storm flap is deliberately there so it completely doubles over, bends back on itself, so there is no way driving rain, even coming in completely sideways underneath the flap there, it's not getting through. And then finally the weight, the jacket's 1.2 kilograms in a large, which is pretty lightweight compared to a lot of jackets like this, and that makes it really comfortable to wear all day. It's not going to weigh you down, it's not going to be a drag like some more traditional fabric jackets. It really is comfortable to wear. I'm 6'1", about a 38 to 40 chest, and I'm actually wearing a small. It is plenty long enough on me. It's a little bit tight through the shoulders. I'd probably naturally be a medium, but I can fit into a small, so you probably want to think about sizing perhaps down from where you normally would with this jacket. It has got a draw cord waist, so although it's generously cut, if you do need length, then you can always draw it in quite comfortably. The zip is really good long zip, so you can get all the way down and still be fully wrapped up. So in wrapping up, if you're looking at this jacket, the Swazi Wapiti, if you're looking for something a little bit different but that is incredibly versatile, a really great all-round jacket, whether you're shooting, dog walking, farming, it's a huge brand in the farming sector, this is a great jacket for you. Perhaps a little less refined than some of the jackets from the likes of Showfall, Musto, Harkila, but it performs, and it's that technical performance that is meaning that Swazi is growing so rapidly in the UK. If you'd like to try one on, pop in and see us in the store in Hereford, or for more information or to buy one, visit our website www.philipmorrisdirect.co.uk.